Welcome everyone. This is Recovery Dharma. My name is Julia. I'm one of the facilitators of Recovery Dharma in the Spokane Sangha. It is such a delight to be here today, and I'd like to set our practice today with an intention of metta, loving kindness. And so I'm going to take a minute to pull out a little card of intention. See what one speaks to me. This is the one that's coming forward. Here's my little card that I painted. This one reads, "May your heart beat with the rhythm of life." May your heart beat with the rhythm of life. Take a moment, friends, and fully arrive. And let's arrive on a heartbeat. And let's insert into that heartbeat a mantra that is gently echoing, "I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm beating with life and I'm okay. My heart is beating with life's beat and I'm okay." And as you drop into this practice today, this moment to pause and slow down, this time to suspend what happened in this morning and what's yet to come this afternoon, to really be here. Take a moment to listen to the body. And if the body is needing to relax and maybe even restore, go ahead and lie down. On Wednesdays, in the Spokane Sangha, we read texts written by Zen masters. We have read the work of Suzuki Roshi, Roshi Joan Halifax, Thich Nhat Hanh, and now we're exploring the work of an 8th century monk whose name was Shantideva. Shantideva was the author of a single magnificent piece that is alive today. It's been interpreted a number of times and translated a number of times. There are at least 5 different versions of it. The title of the text is usually some variation of The Way of the Bodhisattva, or the Bodhisattva's Way of Life. The text that we're using is The Guide to the Way of the Bodhisattva. And for those of you who are not familiar with that word, bodhisattva, it simply means someone who has made a commitment to awaken to their own conditions of suffering and joy, pleasure, pain, whatever it is, so that they can be of benefit to others. So a bodhisattva is someone who is endeavoring not only to heal and transform and mature their relationship to habit energy as a way of being a better person, healing, stop destructive patterns, and so on for themselves. They are also endeavoring to be so confident in their practice that they can support others in their healing and transformation. Today, we are going to listen to 6 verses from the second chapter. This chapter is called Purifying Negativity. And I'd like to spend a few minutes on just the title, Purifying Negativity. And the reason is because those 2 words are familiar. And they're so familiar that we can kind of blow them off. The word purifying can be a little triggering and a little activating because it can sound a little holier than thou. And that is not what we are endeavoring to do here. We're not here to perfect ourselves or even to strive for perfection, to become so purified we're so perfect. That sounds infinitely boring to me. So that is not something I want to encourage. Instead, I want to focus on, for a moment, on the word negativity. That word is also loaded. And I'd like to bring forward this word, not because we are practicing to get rid of everything within us that's negative. That is a futile exercise. We are here to understand our negative thoughts, our negative actions, our negative virtues. Those shadowed aspects of ourselves that create discomfort, confusion, harm. And it is the process of understanding the conditions surrounding our thoughts, surrounding our actions, that lead us to reducing the negativity. It's almost as if it happens naturally. We don't have to effort too much. But if we don't understand the conditions of our negative thoughts, our negative habit energy, it can feel like a lot of effort to get rid of it, to stop the intrusive thoughts. We got to make them go away. That's what we're taught. That's what we often believe. But the Buddhist practice says that's one way, and good luck with that. There's another way, and that way is to look at the conditions. So when I have a negative intrusive thought, it's one thing to observe the thought and to go, ooh, this is really uncomfortable. I wish it would stop. I wish it would go away. It's something else to be able to go, wow, what's going on in my life right now in this moment that allowed this intrusive thought to come in? Could it be that I'm stressed? Could it be that I'm worried about a test result from the doctor's office? Could it be that I just had a craving and I'm uncomfortable and nervous? Could it be that I had an interaction that soured? And so by virtue of understanding the conditions, we can lean into whatever negative experience we're having without fear, with confidence and empowerment. We don't have to run away anymore. We don't have to numb anymore. We can just be with our negativity exactly as it is. But it takes practice. So that's how we're going to work with the word negativity today. We're going to create space around what that is and how that appears in our lives. So let's take a moment to now look at the word purify. As we're purifying negativity, to purify negativity is to really allow the negativity to come forward, to really be clear so that we can see it and understand it. And why we're endeavoring to do this is because our habit energy in treating negativity is what? Push it away. Pretend it's not there. Deny its existence. Cover it with habit energy. Try to take in as many drugs and alcohol to make that stop. This is something that says, hey, let's put all that activity down and let's allow the negativity to come in so that we can look at it, really look at it. And maybe if we begin to understand it and we begin to understand the conditions of it, then those aspects of each of us that are beautiful and magnificent and curious and smart and wise, all of those qualities will begin to come forward as well. Because we are all, each of us as human beings, a complex amalgamation of positive, negative, and neutral qualities. But we are here in a recovery program because we are trying to recover those positive and neutral qualities that have been buried under negative habit energy. So we will come forward and purify that negativity so that we can come into and really come home to the wholeness of who we are. Okay? So that's what this chapter is all about. And it begins, now remember, this is Shantideva. This is in the 8th century. So the language is going to be a little bit different. And the cultural practice, this is South Asia. So the cultural practice might be new and different as well. So take this all really lightly and just see how it lands in your heart and mind. I'm going to read 6 verses. And then I'll give a little commentary on what I think it means. And by the way, I'm no Shantideva scholar. This is just how it's alive in me. So truly take this on with a grain of salt. To maintain the precious mine of bodhicitta. Bodhicitta is the soft, open heart. I make excellent offerings to the oceans of good qualities, the Buddhas, the stainless jewel of the holy Dharma. The Dharma is the teachings of the Buddha, and the assembly of bodhisattvas. However many flowers and fruits there are, and all the different types of medicine, all the jewels there are in the world, and all the pure, refreshing waters, mountains of jewels, forest groves, and quiet, joyful places, heavenly trees adorned with flowers, and trees whose branches hang with delicious fruit, scents that come from the celestial realms, incense, wish-granting trees, and jeweled trees, harvests that need no cultivation, and all ornaments that are suitable to be offered, lakes and pools adorned with lotuses, and the beautiful call of wild geese, everything that is unowned throughout all the worlds as extensive as space. Holding these in my mind, I offer them well to the Supreme Beings, the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas. O compassionate ones, holy objects of offering, think of me kindly and accept what I offer. Shantideva begins this practice of purifying negativity within us by standing before others who have awakened to the conditions and causes of suffering and discomfort and unhappiness in their own lives. The Buddhas, the Bodhisattvas, the wise ones. countless beings, living and dead. And so he's imagining standing before all of these people, a chorus of them really, and he's just recognizing what they have accomplished. You have awakened to the causes and conditions of your own suffering. I aspire to do the same. So before you, I stand. And then he offers them, not literally, but figuratively, he offers them all kinds of beautiful things, jewels, he calls them. Sorry, my nose is running a little bit. I'm trying to find my handkerchief. Oh, there it is. So he says, all the flowers and the fruits of the world, all the different medicines there are in the world. Think of it for just a second. Think of all the different flowers, all the different fruits, all around the world. Think of all the medicine in the world. Think of the jewels of the world. Now, jewels is a poetic metaphor here, because not only is it jewels in the traditional sense that we think of it in terms of wealth and diamonds and sapphires, he's referring to that as well. The wealth, all the affluence of the world, all the jewels. But a jewel is also precious like fresh water or mountains or forests. Any place that you encounter that's quiet and joyful is a jewel. It's a place of wealth. Trees that are flowering, trees that are fruiting, and they are so heavy with fruit, the branches hang low. He's talking about the wonder of scent. The harvests from the earth, all the things that we adorn ourselves with, jewelry and clothes. He's talking about lakes and ponds that are filled with beautiful lotus flowers, and the call of animals like wild geese. Everything in the world that no one can lay claim to. The wild places of the world. What he's saying, he's just acknowledging all of this wonder, all of this splendor, all of this beauty. He sees it all, and he's offering it to these awakened beings. And something to think about in terms of ourselves, yourself, myself, and I'll just talk in the first person. I have a habit energy of not seeing myself as beautiful as, say, a flowering tree. I have a habit energy of not seeing myself with similar majesty as a mountain, or similar mystery as a river, or similar sparkle as a star or gem. And what Shantideva is humbly not saying, but saying in these beautiful verses, is he's offering all of this that's around him, but he himself is part of it too. He's part of this life as a living being, and therefore he is part of the majesty of a mountain and the beauty of a flowering tree and the nurturance of food that is cultivated from the earth and the warm textures of the things that we adorn ourselves with and the sparkle of the cosmos. He is connected to it and part of it, and therefore he is offering himself as well. And I love these verses because they're such a gentle reminder to explore what are the negative stories that I keep repeating. And I've repeated them so often, they've concretized almost like fact or belief. And while they may be true, they are not the truth. And Shantideva is reminding us that we are so much more than our negative virtues. And to purify those negative qualities is to come into remembering everything else that exists within us too. And we only need to look outside of ourselves at the splendor and wonder and richness of life to see it. Friends, this is a practice. And remember, practice makes practice. Alrighty, friends. Okay. So we're going to end our practice today by a sweet little chant. And I love this chant. This is the chant to the three jewels of Buddhism. And again, a jewel is a way of, think about something that's sparkly and valuable, precious, as opposed to just keeping hyper fixated on, a diamond or a sapphire. So the jewels in Buddhism are the Buddha, the human being, this man, Siddhartha Gautama, who his legend is that he was able to awaken to the causes and conditions of his own life, so much so that he taught about it for 40 years to help others. The second jewel is the Dharma. These are the teachings that the Buddha shared, and they have been alive for 2,600 years. It's amazing, and they're all over the world. And then, of course, the third jewel is the Sangha, the community of wise friends, where we come together, we share, we learn from one another, and even more importantly, we challenge one another. So as nice as it is to have a group of like minds, it's really nice to have a group where we're challenged and stirred and activated so we can look at our own stuff. So this chant is a way to honor, kind of like Shantideva, honoring the Buddhas. We honor these three jewels. And the word that we chant is Namo, N-A-M-O. And Namo means with a wide open heart, I bow. So we say Namo Buddha, with a wide open heart, I bow to Buddha. Namo Dharma, with a wide open heart, I bow to these teachings. Namo Sangha, with a wide open heart, I bow to this community, all of you. And we chant it 3 times. You don't have to chant if you don't want to. Just enjoy the resonance of this dedication. I'm going to put my hands over my heart as I chant this. I'm going to take a deep breath, and you can join me if you want to. Otherwise, just listen. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya. Thank you for your beautiful practice. And more importantly, thank you for the inspiration and the impression you leave in this community, in this online space, and in this physical space. It becomes and adds to the wellspring of love, of wisdom, of beauty that lives here and is shared by all. Have a wonderful afternoon, friends. We'll see you next time. Namaste.